Now, growth stocks are the kind of stocks which are expected to grow sales and earnings at a faster rate than the normal average stock market. Now, most of these growth stocks often have high PE ratios and tend to be very volatile, but I must say that the returns or the kind of profits you can generate from these kind of stocks are very massive and are the ones that so many of the investors or retail investors today are very happy about, because they persevere throughout the volatility of these kind of stocks, but at the end of the day, or at the end or after a few years, they manage to reap the good returns. So these growth stocks are the kind of stocks that me personally I like to invest in. So I prefer growth stocks over value stocks or over the kind of stocks that pay out dividends, because I know that with the kind of returns that I can get from these growth stocks, I can be able to make a way lot of money than comparing to the money that those that invest into value stocks or dividend stocks are getting. And now, when looking at history, you'll notice that there are so many companies or there are so many growth stocks that have actually done pretty good. I mean, when you talk of growth stocks that have done so well, you can talk of growth stocks like Amazon, Apple, you can talk of Tesla. So those are some of the growth stocks which, had you invested in them in their early days, right now you would be sitting smiling at the kind of returns that you would be having. But I must say, as I've indicated in the beginning of this video, many of the people tend to be shaken off, or many of the people tend to be discouraged in a way that they end up selling these kind of stocks based on the volatility they experience after investing in this kind of stocks. So I'm here on today's video trying to motivate you to say, guys, do not sell those growth stocks. Do not sell these companies which are expected to do very well in the future, because I'm telling you right now, you are going to regret the decision that you take of selling this kind of stocks, because in a longer term, these kind of stocks are proven or have proven to do quite well, which is something that is truly amazing and is the one that is making even people, some of the people that are independently wealthy by the stock market, to continue investing in these kind of stocks, because they saw that their success came from these kind of stocks. And yes, I know that most growth stocks are very risky because, number one, like I said, they do not pay out dividend. So yes, you don't get anything out of these growth stocks except for the good or massive returns that you can get from this kind of stocks when their share price increases or when their share price rises. So if one is to invest in a growth stock that maybe turn out not to perform well in the future, it simply means that unfortunately they will just have to take the loss and maybe sell that company at a loss in the future. But if one is to take a risk and go and invest into a growth stock that turns out in the future to do very well, then they are going to reap a massive rewards in the stock market by investing in such kind of stocks. So what makes these kind of stocks to be called growth stocks is because their technologies put them ahead of other industries, which is something that is incredible and is the one that sort of like qualifies them to be called growth stocks, because when the kind of technology that surrounds these kind of stocks is so massive, and it's something that a lot of investors are sort of like fascinated by their future when they look at the kind of technology that is surrounding these kind of stocks. So as long as growth is still expected in growth stocks, investors are going to continue investing in these kind of stocks. So you investing in this kind of growth stocks in their early days, meaning that when the share price is still trading very low, it's a good opportunity, as that can turn out for you to be able to generate tons and tons of money from that company, which is something that is incredible. Now, the magic lies between you getting or finding that company which is or which can give you or do very well in the future, which fortunate enough on this channel we do cover a lot of growth stocks which are expected to do very well. Some of the growth stocks have given us some good returns. Some of those who follow me on social media have shared some of those returns that I've been getting from some of these growth stocks. So yes, in short, growth stocks, yes, are riskier, but the rewards are also massive. So you have to decide the kind of an investor you want to be. But myself, I'm not the kind of an investor that plays safe. I don't play safe. Like the growth stocks that I like and I invest in, I go full force. Like if you check, for instance, a growth stock like Neo that or which I invest in, I am fully invested into that stock, meaning that I've invested a lot of money into that stock because I want that stock to give me some good returns as it continues to grow, because I believe in what they're doing and I believe in its future prospects, which is why I invested into that growth stock. So there are also many other growth stocks you can invest in. There are also so many growth stocks that I've touched on this channel which are expected to do very well, which I believe that if you are to put your money, they can give you some good returns. And you have to remember, or let me just make a note to say that I'm not saying go out there and buy Neo. I'm not saying, because I'm not a professional financial advisor, as I always share in my videos, but I also encourage you to go out there, do your own due diligence. But one thing that I will tell you is that investing only in value stocks won't grow your money by much. I would suggest that you try to also sort of like split your portfolio and sort of like have these kind of growth stocks if you are not like a person like myself who I'm in that point in life where, yeah, if it takes me to lose my money investing in these kind of stocks, so be it. So I prioritize these growth stocks over value stocks because I know that, yeah, to me it does not make sense that I put more money on a stock that has a dividend yield of 6%, and yes, maybe that stock can grow by 10% a year, but on the other side, I have an opportunity to invest in a stock that can grow by 30%, 50% in a year, which to me makes sense, though there may be some volatility along the year, but that is the reason why I always consider growth stocks over value stocks. So to some of you guys who maybe your risk appetite may be low, maybe the good option would be for you to sort of like split your account and have growth stocks and value stocks. But I think in a day and age that we are living, it's very wise for you to have growth stocks in your portfolio, unless you have a lot of money where maybe even your dividend yield, the 6% dividend yield, becomes a lot of money. Then I would suggest that maybe, yeah, you can continue. But if you are investing few thousand rands here and there in your stocks, then I would say probably it's good that you also consider the growth stocks, because at least that can easily double or triple your money in a short space of time, which is something that is incredible. And I must say that many people are investing in the stock market to see growth or to see or earn good returns in the stocks that they own. Yes, there are some that they just invest just for dividends, but a lot of the retail investors are investing in the stock market for growth. They want to see their money grow, and of which one of the things that will easily make your money to grow is to invest in growth stocks. So yes, I know it's much safer to invest in value stock rather than in growth stock, because you'll know that value stocks often trade below their value. You'll find them usually having a low PE ratio, which is something that is incredible. And I also sometimes like investing in those kind of stocks, especially if I know that it's way undervalued. But in most cases, the type of stocks I focus on is growth stocks, because I'm the kind of a person who wants to grow my money so rapidly. And I know that, yes, with investing in growth stocks comes too much volatility in your portfolio, meaning that one day you can wake up, your portfolio has grown by over 100%, then maybe a few months down the line, that 100% goes down to 30%. It's very possible if a majority of your stocks in your portfolio are growth stocks, but it can easily rise from that 30% to 300%, 500%. It's very possible when investing in growth stocks, or when putting your money in these growth stocks. I personally believe that growth stocks are the ones that especially young people like ourselves should be looking into. Yes, I know that there is risk involved, but I think it's always good that when you are young, you try to take as much risk as possible, but of course, calculated risk. And by calculated risk, of course, I'm trying to say that you should not just put your money in each and every growth stock, but put your money in the kind of growth stocks that have good future prospects. Put your money in growth stocks that even if someone is to come and ask you why you're investing into this kind of stocks, you will tell them or give them the reason why you buy that stock, or you buy a specific stock in a specific industry rather than considering other stocks in that industry. So you need to, of course, not just to invest for the sake of investing in growth stocks, but you need to really know the kind of stocks you are investing in, which is something that I believe that if you're to walk in that path, then I believe you will definitely generate some good returns in the stock market, which is the kind of path that I'm following. Like, I don't just invest in any growth stocks, but there are growth stocks that most of you have been following me for some time. You know by now the kind of stocks that I invest in, and I can give you the reasons why I invest in those kind of growth stocks. I can tell you why I invest in NEO. I can tell you why I invest in SoFi. I can tell you the reasons behind the decisions I make of buying certain stocks. Even myself, for that matter. That's why in all of my videos, I also try to tell you that, you know what, go out there, don't just take me for my word, but go out there and also do your own due diligence in the stocks that I cover on this channel, so that at least you are also comfortable when you are investing into these growth stocks. Otherwise, guys, I make tons and tons of stock market investing videos, and like I said, this video was just for entertainment purposes, and you should not take it as professional financial advice. Otherwise, if you seek professional financial advice, you already know what to do by now, and that is you need to go and consult the professionals. Otherwise, if you like the content that I just shared with you on today's video, don't forget to hit that likes button, comment, and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit the notification bell so that YouTube can notify you every time I release a video. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. And God bless you all.